1 year has passed since Maya learned about invisible progress. 1 year since Kai discovered his unique path. 1 year since Lila built her unbreakable rhythm. 1 year since Jonas remembered his why. Each has been growing, practicing, applying their lessons. But today, they will face a test that requires everything they've learned. This is the story of 4 learners who discovered that the plateau wasn't stopping them. It was preparing them for this moment. On a crisp autumn morning, Maya received a letter. It was from Thomas, the old gardener who had taught her about roots growing in darkness. "Dear Maya," it read, "your garden has flourished beautifully this year, but there is one more lesson. Come to the mountain village tomorrow at dawn. Bring your courage." Maya's hands trembled as she read. One more lesson? She thought her learning was complete. That same morning, Kai received a message from Soren, the mountain guide. "The summit awaits one more climb, but this time you won't climb alone. Come to the mountain village tomorrow. Your path has prepared you for this." Kai wondered what this meant. He had climbed many mountains this year, always honoring his own pace. What could be different now? Lila found a note slipped under her door from Master Arya. "Your rhythm is strong, but rhythms are meant to harmonize. Tomorrow at dawn, come to the mountain village. Your consistency has earned you this invitation." Lila felt both excitement and nervousness. Harmonize? With whom? Jonas discovered a letter waiting at the library from Professor Elias. "You've remembered your why and lived it beautifully this year. Now come see what happens when purpose meets purpose. Mountain Village, tomorrow dawn. The bridge you've been building leads here." Jonas closed the book he was reading and smiled. Whatever this was, he trusted it. The next morning, as the sun painted the sky orange and pink, 4 people arrived at a small clearing in the mountain village. Maya saw Kai and paused, surprised. Kai saw Lila and wondered. Lila saw Jonas and felt curious. They had never met, but somehow, standing together in this clearing, they recognized each other, not by sight, but by something deeper. They were all learners who had struggled, learned, and grown. Standing in the center of the clearing were 4 figures: Thomas, the gardener, Soren, the mountain guide, Master Arya, the musician, and Professor Elias, the teacher. The 4 mentors stood together with knowing smiles. "Welcome," Thomas said warmly. "You've each learned an important lesson this year. Maya learned to trust invisible progress. Kai learned to honor his unique journey. Lila learned the power of daily consistency. Jonas learned to reconnect with purpose. These lessons are powerful individually, but today, you'll discover something greater. Today, you'll learn how they work together." Soren stepped forward. "We have prepared a challenge for you, not to test if you remember the lessons intellectually, but to reveal whether you've truly integrated them into who you are. Follow us." The 4 mentors led the 4 students up a mountain path. After an hour of hiking, they arrived at a beautiful valley with a wide, rushing river cutting through it. On the far side of the valley sat a village, not visible from their current position, but the mentors pointed it out in the distance. "That village," Professor Elias explained, "desperately needs something from each of you. They need seeds to plant new gardens because their crops failed. They need someone to teach them mountain trails for safer travel. They need someone to teach their children music for cultural healing. And they need someone who speaks their language to help them communicate with the outside world for resources." The 4 students looked at each other with growing understanding. Each of them had exactly what this village needed. "But," Master Arya said, "there is no bridge across this river, and you have only until sunset today to build one and reach that village. If you fail, the village will struggle through another difficult year. If you succeed, your lessons will have served a purpose greater than yourselves." Maya looked at the river.
It was wide and fast. Building a bridge seemed impossible.
Kai studied the distance and the materials available, scattered logs, vines, and stones. Lila felt panic rising. How could they build a bridge in one day? Jonas looked at the other three and wondered how four strangers could possibly work together. For a moment, they all stood frozen, overwhelmed by the impossibility of the task. Then Maya closed her eyes and remembered Thomas's words. The most important growth happens where you cannot see it. She took a deep breath. We don't need to see the completed bridge right now, she said. We just need to trust that if we start, the process will work. Kai nodded. And we each work at our own pace, he added. We're not competing. We each have different strengths. Maya might work slower but more carefully. I might work faster on certain tasks. Lila might have her own rhythm. Jonas might need time to think and plan. That's okay. Different paths, same destination. Lila spoke next, remembering Arya's lesson. We need to establish a work rhythm, not intense bursts where we burn out, but sustainable daily, hourly progress. Let's work in 1-hour shifts. Consistent effort matters more than heroic intensity. Jonas smiled. And we need to remember why we're doing this. This isn't about proving ourselves to our mentors. It's about helping a village that needs us. That's the purpose. When we get tired or frustrated, we remember them. The four mentors watched from a distance, smiling at each other. The students were already applying their lessons before even starting the physical work. Maya began by examining the soil on both riverbanks. She needed to understand where the strongest foundation could be built, the invisible work that would support everything else. Kai studied 3 different possible routes for the bridge: a direct path across the narrowest point, a longer but safer curved path, and a middle route. He chose the middle route, honoring what worked for this specific situation, not comparing to some ideal. Lila established a work rhythm. 1 hour of building, 10 minutes of rest. Repeat. No skipping rest even if we feel energized. No working through rest even if we feel guilty. The rhythm must hold. Jonas kept them all connected to purpose. When frustration arose, and it did many times, he would say, remember the village. Remember the children who need music. Remember the families who need seeds. We're building a bridge for them. Hours passed. The sun climbed higher. The bridge slowly took shape. There were moments of doubt. When a section collapsed, Maya wanted to quit. This isn't working, she said, exhausted. But Kai reminded her, we can't see the progress yet. The foundation you built is still there. Even if this section fell, invisible progress is still real. When Kai felt impatient seeing how much work remained, Lila said, don't look at what's left. Look at what we've completed since this morning. Every hour added stones. The rhythm is working. Trust it. When they all felt too tired to continue, Jonas closed his eyes and said, the village is waiting. Our purpose hasn't changed. Our why gives us strength when our bodies say stop. When they felt like they were too different to work well together, Maya said, we're not meant to work the same way. Kai moves fast with the heavy logs. Lila keeps our timing perfect. Jonas communicates our plan clearly. I build the foundations carefully. Different skills, same bridge. As the sun began setting, they placed the final log across the river. The bridge was complete. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't beautiful, but it was strong, and it connected both sides. Together, the 4 of them crossed the bridge they had built. Their mentors followed behind, pride evident in their eyes. On the other side, the villagers were waiting. When they saw the 4 students arrive, they cheered. Maya gave them the knowledge about soil and seeds. Kai taught them safer mountain paths. Lila began teaching their children simple songs. Jonas helped them write letters requesting resources in languages they didn't speak. That evening, as stars filled the sky, the 4 students sat together, exhausted but fulfilled. Thomas approached them. You passed the test, but not because you built a bridge. You passed because you integrated your lessons. Maya, You trusted the process even when you couldn't see results. Kai, you honored each person's unique contribution without comparison. Lila, you maintained rhythm even when intensity tempted you. Jonas, you kept everyone connected to purpose when exhaustion threatened to win. Soren added, "This is what breakthrough looks like. Not one dramatic moment, but the integration of many lessons into a single harmonious action." You each spent a year on your plateau, feeling stuck. But that plateau wasn't stopping you. It was deepening your roots, defining your path, building your rhythm, clarifying your purpose. Today, you broke through not because the plateau ended, but because you became strong enough to use it as a foundation. Master Arya spoke gently. Many people give up during the plateau. They think nothing is happening. They compare themselves to others who seem to progress faster. They alternate between intense effort and exhausted stopping. They forget why they started. But you four learned the truth. The plateau is where transformation happens. Breakthroughs don't appear suddenly. They're built slowly, invisibly, consistently, purposefully. And then one day you wake up and realize you're no longer who you were. Professor Elias finished the teaching. You are now teachers yourselves. When you meet others stuck on their plateaus, teach them these truths. Invisible progress is real. Unique paths are valid. Daily consistency beats sporadic intensity. Purpose fuels everything. These 4 lessons, integrated together, create unstoppable growth. The 4 students looked at each other and smiled. A year ago, they were each alone, struggling, stuck. Now they had found each other, built something impossible together, and discovered that their plateaus had been preparing them for exactly this moment. The breakthrough wasn't ahead of them. It had been happening all along. Thank you for watching the Complete Breakthrough Path series. If this journey transformed how you approach learning, please like this video and subscribe to Wise Man's Tales. Share in the comments which of the 4 lessons did you need most, and will you commit to integrating all 4 into your learning journey? Rewatch the entire series. Each viewing reveals deeper truths. Share it with someone stuck on their plateau. Remember, your plateau was never a wall. It was a foundation. Your breakthrough is not ahead of you. It's happening right now.